I'm Jane Perdue, and I live in Charleston, South Carolina. Heart disease has had an immense impact on my life unexpectedly. 14 months ago, but for the grace of God and the persistence of my husband, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I was extremely stubborn, was having these little dizzy spells and a couple of episodes, and they've been going on for a couple of days, but I'm all about being a woman of power and being strong, and I didn't have time to be ill or have anything wrong with me, and if I toughed it out, I'd be fine. Well, my husband saw one of these little episodes, and he was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I'm just a little dizzy. I'm overweight." And I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Well, fortunately, a couple hours later, he saw another one, and what he said was, "This is not normal. Just shut up and get in the car. We're gonna go to the hospital." And we got to the hospital, and they pumped me full of drugs to stave off the massive coronary. And so the next day I had 2 stents. I didn't have to have open heart surgery, and then a couple months later I had the third because I had 3 blockages, one 95%, one 90%, and one 75%. And so it's been really fascinating for me. I overheard the cardiologist tell my husband, he said, "She could have died." And it's like, wow, that was one of those holy crap moments. You know, and I always like to joke about that I ran my life by cosmic 2x4s, but that really wasn't a cosmic 2x4 that was good. And it was one of those level setting moments that, you know, I could have died, and there's so many things that I want to do with my life. And so there has to be lessons learned. And so I have learned so many lessons from this event that I'm sorry to say I probably wouldn't have otherwise. Oh, yes, but you know, it wasn't going to affect me. My father fell over dead at age 46 of a massive coronary. On my father's side, he was one of 8 children, and 5 of the 8, you know, died of heart attacks. But again, I'm a strong woman. It wasn't going to happen to me. And that was one of the things, one of the lessons that, you know, that I realized that as women, we want to be strong and we want to nurture other people, and that we don't pay attention to our own problems, and that we feel we're being selfish, but saying that we don't feel well or that we feel like we maybe need to see the doctor because there's something wrong doesn't mean that we're weak. It actually means we've made ourselves vulnerable enough to be strong and say, "I need some help." And with everything that happens in the media where women are thinking, you know, we have to be powerful and we have to be strong and we have to be invincible, we say that those things can't happen to me, and the reality is they can, and they do. Well, I have a lot more weight to lose, but I'm down 35 pounds, I'm proud to say. Um, I, I When I lived in San Francisco, which is where I lived before I moved to Charleston, had a high pressure, high stress job, worked with a nutritionist and worked with a personal trainer, and was incredibly fit, and moved to South Carolina and promptly got stupid about everything, about food and exercise and weight. And so now I'm going back to all the lessons that I learned and conveniently forgot about eating right and exercising, and learning that self-care is one of the most important things that you can do, because if you don't take care of yourself, at some point it's really hard to take care of other people. So I laugh about being a slow learner, that again, I needed the cosmic 2x4 before I put all those good lessons to work for the second time and the final time. My advice to other women is that you matter, and that because you matter, you've got to pay attention to what's going on in your body, and that by ignoring it, you may be taking what could be a small problem that's fixable and letting it become a big problem that may rob your loved ones of your very presence. So tune in, you know, to your body. It's okay. Listen to what's going on and act. don't ignore it. My name is Jane, and I go red because I want women to pay attention to themselves, take care of themselves, because they matter.